My name is Elizabeth Friday-Skoda. I graduated in '93 with a business degree, and I came here from New Mexico, which actually was because of the president at the time, Stephanie Bennett Smith. She was a dear friend of my mom, and that's how I found out about this little gem of a place.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you just decided you just wanted to make the move, and did your family come with you, or you just
Nope.
came and?
She and her mom. I came here when I was 16, and it was in the winter, and I was a senior in high school, and I remember sitting outside of Wash because that's where I was staying, and it was a snowy afternoon on a Saturday, and I remember just knowing this is where I needed to be. So it was just one of those moments that you just know where your next step is.
Wow, that's awesome, and that's I give you credit because I moving from the distance and just to a complete different change and stuff. That's got to be something. And how old were you at that time?
Well, I was 17 when I came here.
Okay.
But it was such a great opportunity because being on the West Coast, you go to those areas, but being in the East and going to New York and going to the opera and see Broadway shows, I mean, just being the vicinity where Centenary is to the city is just amazing. So it was an opportunity I just couldn't pass up. Yeah.
Well, welcome back. So where do you reside right now? Are you back in?
I am actually I'm a Floridian resident with my husband. We live in Florida from November to June, but we also live in Hackettstown in Panther Valley. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're here, close.
That's great. That's great. So talk to me about how it's been like being back on campus. The changes that you see either around campus, or have you talked to anyone that, is there anyone here that you graduated with, or?
Well, it's interesting how what comes around goes around. Dr. Luthwaite was kind enough, she asked me to be on the board of trustees, which I was extremely flattered by, but I didn't understand why she would ask me to, but it's been such a wonderful experience. And so because being a trustee, I'm on campus often. So it's just a great place, and to see the way it's grown and matured, but still with the same kind care for human beings at whatever level of learning each person is starting at.
Talk to me about campus living. What dorms did you stay in? Do you keep in contact with any of your roommates, anything like that?
Well, my first roommate, my freshman year, Jessica Keeler, yes, we do keep in contact. She has a great little daughter, Julia, and they now live in South Carolina. But I was an RA, so that actually helped me pay for room and board and food, so it made a lot of sense. So I was an RA in North for 2 years, and then I was an RA in Anderson the first year it turned co-ed. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience.
Awesome. Anything bad? Did you get in trouble? Did you sneak stuff into the dorms? Tell me
Oh,
all
of course.
Like,
of course. Well, my freshman year, because then as an RA you have to kind of like follow rules. But we would sneak on the side of, I don't know what the side of North is, that street, but we were on the first floor, so it was easy to bring alcohol in. So yes, absolutely. And an interesting story is when this is fast forwarding. So I've already graduated. I have a business. I was married. I'm getting divorced. Barbara Luthwaite said, "Oh, everyone has a training bra," which I love that. So Stephanie Bennett at the time said, "You can't stay in the house. Like she was like my angel again." And I stayed at the president's house for 3 months, 4 months. And that was a great experience. I mean, it was a great house, just a great house. So, and now it's going to be redone and better. I mean, I'm really happy that Lisa and Dave are here. I think Centenary is very, very blessed to have such authentic, genuine leadership. I mean, I've only known the past two presidents, and I feel very honored to know Stephanie and Barbara. How lucky am I to have such role models and guides in my life?
Yes, yeah, that's
Just
awesome.
amazing, amazing women. And Dave is he cares. It's he and Lisa are so organic in what they do. They're just good people, and you know that whatever comes from them, it's going to grow.
They bring a very warming
family
feel into this community, into this campus. Yes, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're.
So talk to me about where you are now. What are you doing, or even prior stuff? What did you do after you graduated from Centenary? And
after I graduated from Centenary, I worked at Saturn. I sold cars, and that was a great experience. I did that for 5 years, and then my dream was to have a fitness facility. And actually, I taught aerobics Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 in the morning at Reeves, when Reeves was the old. And then I also taught aerobics to the soccer team at the time. And so I was able to, from Centenary, what Centenary taught me, and also Ron Jackowitz, who was a wonderful, wonderful mentor and teacher. I had organizational behavior with him. I was able to create a business plan and have my dream come true, which I had Fit Happens for 14 years. And so did that. It was 7 days a week. It's constant. And then I met my husband now, who is my landlord. And he said, this is just too much. You're never here. And so he kept wanting me to sell the business, and I had it it was like my baby. And I saw my dog at the dog store, at the pet store, and I said, he said, no, we're not getting a dog until we move to Florida. I fell in love with this dog. And I said, I kept going. 4 weeks later, he said, if you sell the gym, you can get the dog. I sold the gym that week. And so Shardy is our love. And so she's precious.
That's such a sweet story about how it all kind of unfolded, and that's, oh my gosh, you accomplished all your dreams.
Well, no, I still have another dream.
Always.
Right? I mean, and that you always, and I think that's Centenary gave me the confidence to try, to just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. So, and now I've got an invention that I've been working on, that I really believe in. So I'm hoping I know it will transpire the way it's still in the kitchen, put it that way. It's still cooking.
Okay.
It's still cooking.
We got some insight.
Yeah.
Still cooking.
Yeah,
okay.
It's still cooking.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's something that we can look forward to then.
Yes.
But, oh my gosh, that's awesome though. You accomplished so much since you've been here at Centenary. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. I honestly don't feel like, especially being around all these wonderful people, it's like, gosh, I'm not doing anything. It's.
I think a lot of people feel that way when they hear all these stories and stuff. Like, how do you compare yourself? You feel like you did this little when someone next to you feel like they did this much, but you always celebrate any little win that you have.
Well said.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well said.
Absolutely. Always celebrate anything. I celebrate getting out of bed in the morning.
I know. Well, it's so funny that you say that, because you're right. My mom just recently was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I said, Mom, what do you want to do? She said, I want to take my best friend for her 80th birthday to California. So we get on the plane, we're on the plane. She looks at me and she's got this light in her eyes, and she's like, this is the best day ever. I never want it to end. And I said, Mom, we've got 4 more days. She said, we have 4 more days? And it's just like, it's that light. And that's like, it doesn't matter. Whenever you can spark that light in somebody's eyes or soul, it makes everything worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, celebrate the little things.
Getting out of bed. That's right.
Yep, that's what I do every day.
I love that. And we are lucky to do that.
Yes, we are. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so you're in Florida right now. What are you doing in Florida? You're
My
working on your invention.
yeah, I work on my invention.
Yep.
My husband has a business, it's called Panther Pub. So I do the books for the business. So it's good because it still keeps my mind financially engaged, which especially after seeing what my mom has gone through, it's really important.
Yeah.
Really important. So
is your husband up here? Did he come back up with you for a long time?
He's here. He's here.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
he's here.
Got to see. Now, did you? I'm sorry, you probably said this.
No.
Is this his first time here?
No, he's.
That's right. You guys moved
yeah.
Okay.
No, we've come here for galas and actually I do have a special story that I want to say.
Please do.
So Stephanie Bennett and Orrin Smith. Orrin was on the board of trustees, and Stephanie was the president at the time. And I was able to observe a fairy tale unfolding in front of my eyes. The Gold Dome. Orrin gave that to Stephanie in honor of her.
Oh, really?
And the love those two shared. He passed away last year, August 16th. And I was blessed to watch such love, respect, and just love. And their fairy tale. And Centenary is what it is today because of their love. And he loved her and she loved him. Bennett Smith Hall. It's just, I've talked to Nancy Pappendorf about recording the history of their fairy tale because it can be inspiring to anybody. I just keep thinking about a freshman coming in and seeing this little storybook on their bed and knowing what happened here, what this gold dome. They just had such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And one of the things that stood out for me was he loved cars. And he had a beautiful, beautiful collection. Well, way back when Stephanie was married to another man, she was a teacher. And she saved all her money for this Mustang, 1950, I'm not sure exactly, navy blue, white interior. She comes home from work. She's had it, I guess, a couple years. I'm not exactly precise. Her husband at the time sold it. Fast forward, Orrin finds the car and gives it to her.
Wow.
How many years later? He just was magic. And they were magic together. And she's just very, very blessed. Very, very blessed.
Yeah, I love the idea of what you had said about like imagine that freshman coming in and seeing that, and it's just because we pride ourselves in the history on this property, the history of the school, and I just think that is so sweet and it's nice for the students to come here and that kind of be like their first impression of the school is just how much history is actually here. Especially you step into this area and it's all new and it doesn't seem like there's much history here, but there is.
There is.
From what
This was the cafeteria.
Yes, that's what. Yep, I'm understanding that from everyone I've been talking to today.
Yeah.
This was the cafeteria,
Yeah.
and this is now our social media expertise center. So
Yeah.
The history here it goes way back.
It does.
Yes.
There was something I was just going to say when you said that the history. I can't remember. Oh, yes. That was something. So I've been fortunate enough to be associated with Centenary multifaceted as a student, as an RA, as a trustee, as an alum, as a student, just observing and learning. And when we were at the board meeting and they had this company come in and they were doing marketing, they said, "Oh my God, this dome is just, that's what stands out." But they didn't know the history. They didn't know the soil of what that dome was. And if you don't know the ingredients, you miss out on a lot. And I think Centenary has such great ingredients that it takes away from the story if you don't, history, ingredients, whatever that creative word is to make it all come together and rise, it brings you in.
I like that word, ingredients.
Yeah, I do too. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're like trying to, like, you're getting it. I know.
It.
And it's like that, there are some really strong ingredients that need to be acknowledged so people know how it goes, how it's been cooked.
Yes.
How it's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's awesome, and I think I like that you were involved in so many aspects of Centenary. Like you said, you were a student RA, you were a board trustee, so like you have so much experience here at the school, so it was great to get your perspective on everything. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming up here from Florida for
We're not going there till November, so this is we're good.
Perfect.
We're
So
good.
You're here. You're home.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, thank you so much for making the trip, little trip, anyways.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.